All right, guys. So we're going to be talking about blogs right now. So we're going to look at it. What is a blog? What do you think of when you think of, a blog? What did it take the place of? Think about newspapers back in the day. They had the opinion column. A blog gives people a voice and it allows people to add an opinion and a personality to a brand. Where you have the website, it's just getting information and driving people to convert. Your blog gives a persona to somebody or to a team or to a brand itself. And so they feel, a deeper connection. It also allows people to give, voice their opinion, and it provides third-party credibility for the everyday user. And so you guys, though, are going to be using your blog as kind of a hub, a place where you're going to be driving your traffic for your personal brands. And it's going to be your kind of website, in a way. And both WordPress and Blogger can be turned into websites. So we're going to look at how do you optimize a blog. You can just throw one up there, but if you don't have it optimized, you might not get as much readership or conversion. And you also, might not get as many viewers and it might not rank as high in SEO search engines. So one of the things you need to do is customize it. And this is what you guys are going to be doing with your integrated learning when you're coming up with, your header image and you're coming up with your logo. Having a header that incorporates brand information and imagery is important. It should visually um, get people excited. It should also be your visual billboard for your brand. So if you have a campaign going, you should be updating it. And here you can see, the MLB Trade Rumors one for their header. For you guys, I would suggest, whatever you make, that it has something that can then eventually become your cover image so that you have, maybe a tagline or something that stands out and represents your brand with your own imagery. And you also put your logo into your header image for your brand. And then once you go to your social media pages, you'll split it out and your logo will then move on to, being your profile image. And then the rest of it could stand alone as your cover image. The dimensions depend on the size of your blog. So you need to make sure that you go in, if you're using Blogger, or if I gave you special permission to use WordPress, or if that's the version you're using based off of the new platform, and that you go in and see what the dimensions are and you design it for those dimensions when you go into Photoshop or Illustrator, wherever you're designing your header. All right, so you want to make sure it's customized. And that also has to do with the typography, with the colors that you use, making sure it's all cohesive and that it's fitting to your brand's look and feel. Adding share and follow buttons. They're both totally different things. Share buttons are within your post. So these are buttons that are going to get people to share your content with other people. And you want to include them because the likelihood that someone's going to click on your URL for your post and then copy it and paste it over, on a different social media platform before getting distracted are not as high. And usually with a share button, it shares a post and it creates it from the title of your post. So this is why you also want to make sure that you have a very exciting title that uses keywords, because those words are going to pique people's interest. And you want to make it kind of like a tease when you have your title. Then you have your follow buttons, and you're going to see them on this page in the top right corner where you see Twitter, Facebook, and you have the RSS feed. You want to make sure that they are in a visible position, preferably above the fold, so that people can connect with you on your social pages and they know which ones are official. Especially things like Twitter, where you can't get an official page, you can't do it on your own, you can't even request it, they give it to you. And so you want to have a social media hub in a way with your follow buttons. And you want to make sure that all your URLs and your links are working correctly when you do this. For this class, I have a tutorial on the class blog at socialplaybook.blogspot.com that helps you put in follow buttons. Another thing you want to do is put images in your post. And you want to usually even put them towards the top of the post because it gets people's interest. And also when other recommendation engines pull in content to share, if you have an image, it will put it in that post. Posts that have images convert much higher than posts without it. You also want to look at the formatting of your post. You want to make sure you're using paragraphs, you're using, bolding appropriately, or you're, organizing your content in a way that it's easy to read and easy to skim. You don't want to put everything in one big block because people are just going to go past it. So you want to break up your content appropriately and do it at an appropriate length. You want to have, quality in there, not just a long post. If you have enough to say and you're giving information, then do that. But otherwise, you want to make sure that, you're doing just enough and you're giving them the information that they need without going on too much. Knowing what to post, you need to know what your audience is into. What problems can you solve for them? What are they looking for? This is why it's important to target your audience, to be specific, to get inside their head, know what their, how their personality is, and so that you're writing for them. If, their skill level in learning something is low, then you need to talk and use different words than you would with somebody who is an expert in that area. You also want to make sure that you post at least 250 words so that you are recognized by search engines. If you don't have at least 250 words, it's when the Google robot comes through, it's going to just skim past your post. It's not going to count it in your content. You also want to make sure that you're using keywords in your post. And you guys, went over keywords in block 2. So you want to make sure that, you're using those generic keyword terms and some of your specific keyword terms in your content, but that you're not keyword stuffing, which means that, more than 7% of your content is keywords. And you want to use keywords in the content. You want to use it in the title. You want to use it in your links. You want to use it in your alt tags of your images and in the naming convention of your images. So you want to make sure that you are using them in a way that it's going to, again, optimize your content for your blog. Knowing when and how often to post, you should post regularly. At least 1 to 2 times a week, if not more. If you're a news site and you're providing news to people, obviously you need to post multiple posts a day versus somebody who is, giving maybe marketing tips, or, you want to make sure that you are consistent, that maybe you even have a content calendar where you have the same kind of post that goes out on different days of the week. And so you want to make sure that your readers get used to that schedule and so that they want to come back and that they know that they can count on you for valuable information. Knowing when to post, most people are reading blogs at 11 a.m. on Mondays. So you want to have new content out there for them by that time. And you want to make sure that you're promoting on the other social platforms for them to read. You also want to have tracking. This is why we add Google Analytics into your blog. And you guys are going to be doing this. I also have a tutorial on the class blog showing you how to do this in Blogger. So you want to do it from the very beginning, even if you're not running a campaign, so you have it already tracking your data and getting information for you about your brand. It's like a secret agent working in the background, and you can go back to that data whenever you need it. But if the code is not there, you can't get that information. And the information is going to help you reach your audience better. It's going to tell you what type of content it's going to, you need to put in there. It's going to do that by showing you what posts they are the most responsive to. All right, so once you guys get into Blogger, you're going to have a dashboard once you sign up for your blog and see where it says Social Playbook. I'm gonna on the top left corner, you would click on that to get inside your blog. If you click on the little orange pencil, it will help you just create a brand new post. If you click on the button next to it, it's going to list all of your content. And if you click on View Blog, it's going to show you what your viewers are going to see. But if you want to get into the social dashboard for it, you would just click on the name of your blog. Then down the left-hand side, you're going to have a menu. The area you guys are going to be in the most is Layout, Template, and Settings. The view you're seeing right now is Template. If you go on to Customize, it's going to let you go in and it's going to give you some tools like you see on the right-hand side where you can customize your blog. You can go into the advanced settings, you can change your color, you can change the width of your blog, which you can see right here. This is where you would find, how wide you need to make your header image. If you have a right sidebar, because that's part of your layout, it'll let you do that. It's going to let you put your background image up. It's going to let you pick your typography. If you have any CSS code, it will let you put that there as well. So go through and play with it and see, exactly what you want for your blog. You can also put your custom hex colors in here so that everything matches and is cohesive with your logo. The Edit HTML tab, and you can see that below what the HTML will look like, is if someone says, go ahead and put HTML into your blog. You wouldn't put it into your post. You would put it right into your blog itself. And so this is that would be the button you hit there. Where it says simple, that is the template I suggest that you pick, and I would like you guys to pick. Because if you go with the dynamic one, you're not going to be able to go in and customize it. So if you go with a simple template, you'll have full control over your brand image, and you will be able to customize it more. All right, if you guys go into the layout tab, you're going to see something that looks like this. This is where you can upload your header image. So you would go in and you're going to configure it. You would think you could do it from layout in the template, but you can't. You have to go into the layout area and do it. And you're going to select instead of title and description. However, you still need to put in a title and description because this is going to help your keyword research. So you go ahead, upload your header here and save it, and then you'll see it when you view your blog. And you're going to make sure that, again, that everything you update, everything so the colors match and it's cohesive with what your brand look is. This is also where you can add in a gadget. And if you're adding in follow buttons, as you can see I did right here, you can add in an HTML gadget. You can also add in an RSS feed gadget. You can add in your share buttons. You can add in other things that you want to in different types of news feed. So this is where you get to customize the layout of your blog. But you have to then go into template to change the widths of the body and the widths of the sidebars. All right. Actually, going back, settings, this is where you're going to change the time zone of your blog, and this is also where you can add in the code for Google Analytics. So when you get your UA code, you're going to go in there and you're going to add it so that it can start working in the background and getting you your information. Now, if you want to add demographics into your Google Analytics, it's going to make you go into the HTML coding of the body of your blog. And you're going to do that back where I showed you up where it says template, and you're going to go into edit HTML instead of customize, and you would put it there. All right, so when you create a post and you hit the little orange button that looks like the pencil, it's going to pull up a screen that looks like this. Here's where you would put in the title of your post, and it's also where you can change the menu of your post. And so you can change the typography. You can change the way that your content looks within your post. You can add a link. So where it says that's where you would hot link your content so that if you click on it, then it will take you, to wherever page you're directing them to. But when you do that, make sure you put that it opens up in a new tab. Otherwise, you're going to redirect them from your site, which you do not want to do. If you hit publish, it's going to go live right away. If you schedule it, which you can see in the center section where I have schedule, it's the second one in on the bottom. You can schedule a post at a later date and time. If you do that and you hit publish, it will go out at that time. However, if you hit save, it's going to save it as a draft and it will still not go out. So you want to make sure that you do it appropriately. If you want to see what your post looks like, you will hit preview, and then obviously you can close it. So labels work like tags. And so you want to create consistent tags for your posts so that people can find your content. So it's the same effect. Unfortunately, they don't usually work too well with SEO ranking, but you still want to do it to categorize your content. And again, where it says set date and time, make sure that your time zone, you can see right here if you ever set it, if it's correct, and you'll want to update that. Custom permalink. If your title is too long, you can shorten it here and put what you want it to be, but once you save your post, it's going to use whatever the title is if you don't do that ahead of time. Location, you can use location, but you don't have to unless it really matters for your post. And then the other options just allow you to have reader comments. All right, so when you're creating a post, if you want to see the HTML of your post, or you want to put in a video for your post from YouTube, you can go ahead and inside your post, click HTML and put in the code and then come back to compose and you'll see what it looks like you see here. So you can see I have an image in here I inserted. I have, links with my text, and I even played with a different size of the typography. All right, so right now I want you guys to set up your blog. So you might want to go ahead and just create a new email address for all your new assets if you don't have one already. But I want you to go in and go to your blog and go to Blogger, and we're going to set it up. And so when you go to Blogger, which is blogspot.com, you would click add a new blog, create a new blog, and you're going to go in and just add in a title. And here you're going to have spaces in the title, so it would be the name of your blog. And then the URL, it's going to be that URL address you guys came up with in Noam. You're going to put that, and then the full URL would be that name.blogspot.com. You're going to click simple, and then you're going to create blog, and it should populate. So let me go ahead and do this right now with you guys. So let me go to Blogger. All right, and we're going to hit new blog, just like I did. And so I'm going to put, let's see, SMM3561. SMM3561.blogspot.com. It's available. Hit simple, and then hit create blog. And then you guys are going to take this URL right here, and you're going to log it on your sheet. And it's that simple. And now if you go back to all your blogs, you can see again, I go to all of them, it's listed here. I want to go into it, I just click on that, and you have everything here. Settings, this is again where you can go ahead and change your different settings, add your descriptions, add anything else that you want. Add in your, let's see, it should have a Google Analytics code right in here, and change your time zone in here as well. It is under, let's see, oh, you can also shorten your post and see how many pages or push you want on your page. Time zone is right here. There you go. So you can change it to Eastern Standard Time. All right. So go ahead and do that right now, and then you'll move on to your next module.